Hey, hey, hello, you two. Hello, Liam. Hello, Sam. You two are.
Hi
Hey,
there.
Hello.
how are
First of all,
y'all?
I'm good. And well, first of all, you two are being recorded. And second of
Right,
all, enjoy.
we will.
Thank you so much.
W-
And
Very excited.
Yeah, take it away. Oh, perfect.
Oh my god.
What's your laughter or fake a smile? Cause you're nowhere near to tears. Now wipe off that frown, cause the clowns are in style. As the clouds start to clear, singing loud with me, dear. We're smiling from ear to ear.
I'm here to introduce you two to Captain Fray versus Ice King. So, well, let's start with the character I assume you guys know things of. Ice King. Alright. So, well, he's a dude that likes to kidnap princess because he wants to find a pretty lady to marry with, and he's usually defeated by Finn and Jake, that just see him as just a weirdo and an annoying weirdo, basically. Until they found tapes, and these tapes showed that once he was a man named Simon Petrikov, who was happily married with his wife Betty. Until one day he got the crown from a mysterious dealer, and when he put it in his head, it started. The visions, the voices telling him and showing him the secrets of the ice. And he quickly took it off. His wife Betty had ran away in fear. And the apocalypse was gonna start sometime after. But there wasn't all bad because he found a child in the middle of a destroyed city, and he got to be a really good stepdad for some time until his insanity became even worse, and he, in fear of what he could do with Marcy, he ran away in fear. But yeah. But all right, who the fuck is this dude? Well, created because of the dictatorship. Fray is the uncle of one of the main kids of the comics.
Wait,
That
wait, 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 wait.
Yeah,
Created because of which
yeah,
dictatorship?
the Brazilian dictatorship in the
okay.
Okay.
yeah it's a complicated story, but his origin story there is that he got some dust in his body when he went to read some comics, and then he got dirt powers and decided to pollute the world, obviously failing. Until in a teen comics that have a very complicated canon with the kids comics, but we are gonna get into that after. The gang was in a hospital investigating something, and they started having visions. And these visions showed that when Frey was a child, his parents died at a rock slide, and to survive, he had to make a deal with an entity that goes by the name the Serpent. And well, he actually after that he got adopted, grew up, grew a strong bond with his nephew Smudge. That's not his real name, but it's how everyone calls him. And then when he was in a place with a bunch of dust, the entity came back, saying that it was time for him to pay his part of the deal. That was giving his soul to her and become a puppet to her. And if he rejected, his nephew would be the one to suffer this fate. And with no other choice, he became Captain Fray. Oh well. The connections between these two I think are easy to understand. They
Yeah.
are tragic men that lost everything, but before we and the protagonist knew this, they were only seen as the goofy villain that always gets defeated. And they also have a huge bond with with the child that is an important character in the story. Yeah, well, I think this can make for a really good analysis that you guys can do, like similar to what was with Sentry of the whole fake background at the start and then a real one after. You have this like first just talking about the concept of the villain that kidnaps princesses and just the villain with the that's the concept of pollution. I don't know at the start and then after going into their backstories and having, I think it'll be kind of neat to have Wiz and Boomstick first seeing them as actual jokes, and then after, as more they learn about their past, they start having respect for them.
Yeah.
Another thing we can do is showing their wacky feats, because Fray once knocked out the writer Popeye style.
Hmm.
Whoa.
Ice King has a feat that got calculated as faster than anything you guys ever calculated.
What?
Yeah,
You know, Fiona and Cake uploading into his head. What the fuck?
Yeah, Fiona and Cake when Prismo, like it's revealed that Prismo put everything into Simon Ice King's head.
Yeah.
People decided
No, I
to
don't
call
remember
it
that. Yes.
it's technically an actual universe, and it got very high.
Whoa.
But well, let's move
Sure.
on to something, a very fun aspect of this matchup, that is the banter, because Fray is a very big show off, and Ice King's very naive. So we can have something very simple of Ice King just not getting what Fray's ego, and they just start arguing with each other like a bunch of children. Yeah, it's kind of funny if Frey started the fight speaking Portuguese, and then he, like, you see there is some forfall shit there, so he can ask the animator or something to change his
Yeah.
dub to English.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, but well, now let's go for a fight potential, because this is death battle, right? And for that, we need to see what these two can do. And well, they can both fly. They have creatures at their command. They can shoot lasers and create any item they want out of ice and dirt, respectfully. And they also have secret techniques of these elements as well, with Ice King having ice ninja skills and Frey having techniques called ofundas, which are dust-based techniques. And if you want to tackle more wild shit they have, Ice King has an imagination zone that he can make all of his imagination somewhat real, like the person can see that, and he can turn his castle into a giant mech, which I think will be very neat to see Frey creating two giant dirt fists to compete with that. And Frey, he has a form that he can summon insects out of his mouth and can become any form of insect he wants.
I have to run to the door. Just 1 second. Keep
Wait,
talking. though.
I got a lot of questions about this Brazilian comic Monica and gang.
Monica's gang. Yeah.
Why it seems to be shifting constantly from like kid's story to like whatever that human
so basically-
centipede thing is, not from a fucking kid's story.
All right, we're gonna get into that after some time, but all right. Remember when I said that the gang was having visions about Frey's past? Well,
Yeah.
that's something the serpent was showing to them to manipulate them. It's a very long story, but basically the serpent was manipulating them, showing Frey's backstory. And so I think it'll be very neat to have this a part of to go into the climax of the fight of the serpent doing this to distract Ice King, and then after we see small glimpses of Frey's story, we just see this creature towering over him, and then we reach the climax. Because like a good way to summarize this matchup is basically like the goofiness of Tom Wiley, the
Okay.
sadness of Magneto Tetsu, and somewhat grotesqueness as well. The fun banter and somewhat army fight of Brewmind, and the analysis of Sentry Prime, most obviously Sentry than Prime, but yeah. Like you mash this all together and you have this creature of a match.
I think that's an accurate
I
way
love
to describe it.
This PowerPoint, by the way.
Yeah, your presentation is
PowerPoint.
fucking great, dude.
Yeah,
and another
yeah.
thing is that Monica's gang has actually collabed and referenced Adventure Time sometimes. Like they have a strong bond with Cartoon Network, so they have some small comics there, and the Adventure Time cast appears or some background cameos in the comics.
Okay.
So yeah, these series have some history with each other.
Interesting.
So well, here's some art and thumbnails I and other people did for the matchup. And so I can already see you guys have plenty of questions. But
Because I see this started in like, I guess Jimmy's character first shows up in. Wait, is that right? Captain
All right.
Fray first shows up in 1960.
1970s. It is it's in the
70s. Okay, wait.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a complicated canon. Basically,
I'm looking up this military dictatorship
yeah,
as well. Wow.
The most
Alright.
Liam sentence ever.
1985. That's crazy.
yeah, but
Yeah.
basically, like the idea of the dictatorship, the reason he was created is because one of the propagandas the dictatorship was doing is so that the people being clean, like literally, being taking showers out. And one of the main characters of the comics was a kid that was very proud of the fact he doesn't take shower and he doesn't interact with water at all, and he loves to spend time. And so the dictatorship, people in the that made the comic realized that the dictatorship can see this as some anti-propaganda, and they could get killed. And so they made a villain that wants to pollute the world.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And well, all right, yeah. The canon between the kids and the teens comics is a very complicated part because both are still ongoing. It and the idea I've heard is that like we have the kids comics, they have they also have a bunch of stories with meta things of the Toon Force and all, and then there's the teen comics with a bunch of more deep things and all, like you guys can see. And there is a bunch of showings of it being canon, like to each other, like the characters in the teens comics mentioning events of the kids comics, and also the number of the issue this event happened appearing as well. And there's prequel stories to events that happen in the kids comic, in the teen comics. That there's a prequel story in the kids comics, and but at the same time there's some histories of multiverse, and then it says it is different universe, but then it also says that everything with a different design is a different universe. But like what I can understand is that everything that the teen comics are not canon to the kids, but the kids comics are canon to the teens. So basically everything that happened in the kids comics happened in the teens comics, but not everything not the things that happen in the teens comics are gonna happen in the
Okay,
kids.
I get you. So it's like a one-way street, kind of. Like
Yeah, it's
the kids is canonical to the teen, but the teen isn't necessarily canonical to the kids.
believe me, there's a bunch of like multiversal anomalies there.
It sounds very, for what is a kids comic, entangled, I guess is a way to say it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like, this you guys can. Yeah.
Can you help us see, like, as far as because obviously we have no knowledge of Latin America vibes. Is this
I'm
like
on the Wikipedia page right now.
Yeah, but is this like
on Emilio? I'm not gonna say that. Medici. It looks like his
Is
Wikipedia
this a
page.
big, like, is this a really big comic? Like, is
Brother,
it super popular?
Yeah.
I swear that when a kid here in Brazil, there's more chance they know Monica than they know Mickey Mouse. I'm not
kidding.
This thing is
Okay.
big.
Okay, it is big. Okay,
Interesting.
cool. That is very interesting. I really think I would love to do more, like, not just American coded death battle stuff, right?
Right. Like,
So
like
it would
Tintin
be-
or something, like
Yeah,
like a clearly like known for being a character from a foreign country or
Yeah.
a not American country,
Or
would be really
Japanese,
cool.
for that matter.
Or Japanese. Yeah, exactly.
We do two countries,
the
really.
big two.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know.
Very cool.
It's
Very cool. And
It's
we love Ice
very
Cream.
wild.
We love Adventure Time. We love Ice Cream.
Thanks, so do I.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for the pitch. Thanks for showing up and explaining to us a little bit more about anyone that could fight. I actually think this is kind of like my new favorite genre of pitches, is somebody sharing like a cultural perspective on a death battle with us, because it's pretty cool to like learn a little bit on these.
Believe me,
I love doing stuff like that in scripts.
Yeah.
I'm just reaching this is just the tip of the iceberg that is this. Like, people have checked like the cosmology of Monica's gang and all, obviously.
Well,
it's
I mean, the fact that it has been around for 70 years, I see this first started coming out in the 50s, is crazy. I didn't like, that's a really history property. It's just wild.
I wanted to point out, I'm also glad y'all liked how we animated the PowerPoint. We kind of went
PowerPoint
for
is
like a
excellent.
we went
PowerPoint's fire.
like especially for the background, we went for like we tried to go for like a death battle analysis style with
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
the panels came in and out.
They look great.
How we give them like weird animation.
Yeah.
And I made the slates, the background slates.
Yeah, they look great. Everything's great. Which, speaking of, if you could share this with deathbattleks@gmail, the address that you've been communicating with, that'd be great, so we can look back at it. Yeah,
for sure.
this is awesome. Thanks a ton, y'all. We really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.
I'm going to learn more about Artur da Costa y Silva.
Yes.
And the 1964 coup d'état. Yeah. Great.
I can't
Thank
wait
you.
for that to be the entire intro, just like how you spent the first minute of SpongeBob's analysis on World War II.
Exactly.
This
what
is-
I would do.
Yeah, this is you have no idea. You're gonna send me down a rabbit hole now because I work with a bunch of Brazilian game studios currently,
Oh.
and so now I have like
Interesting.
random topics to ask them about in our meetings.
Was
and
any
we're
of your
waiting for
family
everybody to show up.
disappeared by the junta?
The guy asked, have you heard of Monica's game? It's like, oh, finally. We've been waiting
Yeah.
for you to talk about this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love the
Awesome.
contrast between the start of the analysis of both of them. Like Ice King is like counting about fairy tales and I don't know Mario and how the trope of the dude that kidnaps the princess, and then Fray is like the year was.
Yeah, exactly.
Dictatorship.
Yeah, very different vibes on that start. Yeah, but this has been awesome. Thanks a ton, y'all. We gotta jump to
Yes.
the next one, but this
Of
is
course.
great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Good
Bye.
y'all.